folks. Hope you're doing well. Well, had a little trip back east last week. It was an interesting time. Got to spend some time with my mother. It's an interesting quote I have here. It's not quite exactly what would apply to her, but it's pretty close. It says, "I've gotten old. She hasn't had any bypass surgery. She hasn't had a hip replacement. She is definitely, at 90 years old, not quite as mobile as she once was. Doesn't have new knees. Doesn't have diabetes." He said, "I'm half blind. Can't hear anything. Quieter than a jet." Now that is true. Both of those are true. Take different medications. She does. Not a lot, but some. Those medications, obviously it says make me dizzy, winded, and subject to blackouts. Well, I've had bouts with dementia. My mom's pretty sharp. Poor circulation. I would assume that that's part of the aging process, but can hardly feel my hands and feet anymore. Couldn't bend over and get your feet anyway at a certain point, but it says, can't remember if I'm 85 or 92. Now, my mom being 90, but lost all of my friends. Many of them have gone on to be with the Lord, or sisters and others. But it says here, thank God, I still have my driver's license. Well, that is the other part of this whole thing. Yep, thank God. You get old, and just like it says in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, these things start falling apart. The grinders go. Yeah, you could hear a cricket, but at the same time you couldn't hear someone speaking to you. It's interesting to see how life kind of, can I say it, shrinks on us. Our options, our abilities, our opportunities are diminished as we get older. That's part of the aging process. One thing I did notice about my mother is she reads her Bible a lot, and she, in her quiet time, she takes time to watch Christian preachers on TV, and her pastor thankfully sends out a devotional every day over the telephone. It means a lot to her, and she has friends that do contact her. Not many left, but the ones that are there do. Which kind of leads me to just a brief devotional today. We're all, every one of us, doesn't matter where you're at in life, better figure life out before life figures you out. James 1:12 talks about having a crown of life. It's not just a reward that you get when you get to heaven. It's one of them, but that's not everything. It's the fact that you've gone through the details of life, and life hasn't won over you. You've won. You kept your heart fixed, kept your eyes on Christ. You didn't let the circumstance be the driving factor of your life. You kept your eyes focused on the one who is truly the author and the finisher of our faith in Hebrews 12:1. And that is what our living this life is all about. The one that we will meet, the one that we will see, the one that we will leave this body and be in the presence of in 2 Corinthians 5:8. I kind of just get a picture of all the things that once had such incredible prominence in not only my life, but in the life of my mother, and then to realize that as time goes on, none of those elements that were so important are actually important at all. As Paul said in 1 Timothy chapter 6, we came into this world with nothing, and we will take nothing from it. Or you could think about Job. Naked I came into the world, and naked I'm going to depart, in Job chapter 2. So something to think about today. God has given us the privilege of acknowledging him, not just believing in him, but actually fellowshipping with him. We actually have the privilege of coming into his presence because he's allowed for that. We can come to a throne of grace boldly, it says in Hebrews 4:16, to receive mercy, because God loves us and he's provided a way for us. That's his nature. He wants us to recognize and to be in his presence. He's called us friend, it says in John 15. Now, that may not mean a whole lot, the way that people treat friendship today, but think about the fact that God himself, speaking to his disciples and us through his disciples, he's called us friend. He said, everything that the Father's given me, I've told you. His very life has been entrusted to us. Incredible privilege. I want to talk a little more about this in the next devotional, because I want to take a moment and just reflect on what it would mean to run your race and finish your course and do well. We'll talk about that next devotion. Till next time, friends, God bless you.